crafty friends. It's the start of a new month, and I have some things to showcase from Creative Worship Stamps May release. I'm going to be working in this little mixed media sketchbook that you can find in the shop. It's 3.5 by 5.5. It's super cute, has a lot of pages in it, and it's a very small canvas, so it's going to be easy to create something without feeling too overwhelmed. I'm going to use the new heart stencil. I was hoping that I could see a name on here. Anyway, the new heart stencil. We have Faith Definitions 2, Praise, Joy, Thanksgiving, Sanctification, Wisdom, Pray, Assurance, and Adoration. There's another new set that includes this tag, which I really like. And so I'm just going to create a quick little page. So the first thing I'm going to do is take First Find Clear because it is waterproof, dries pretty quickly, and I'm just going to start adding a little bit of text to the background. I'm also going to use Funky Textures 2 because I don't think that I have used this set yet, even though I just had to have it, and I just love all the different marks on there. So we're going to use that in addition to Faith Definitions 2, and I'm going to go with Praise. And I'm just going to start adding a little bit. I'm not using a block. I'm just using my fingers. Well, I'm going to try to use my fingers. I may end up using a block just to keep some, have a little bit more control over what I'm doing. I don't mind getting some of the second generation stamping as it fades out. And I'm also not trying to get the whole definition on there. I just want little bits to come through. So just add a little interest there. Put this aside. I actually have a bucket of water beside me for when I use the stencil. And so that'll make that easier. Now I'm just going to pick, I think I like this crosshatch, and then maybe the dots. We'll see. So again, just adding just a little ink. And twisting this one a little bit just so it doesn't have to all go one direction. I like that. And use, I think I'm going to use these little scribbly dots here because that has a pretty interesting look to it. Sorry for all the noise of taking the stamps off. Little, I'm going to come along the side here and up here and then right there. Okay. So there's that. Now I'm going to take my stencil, this new Heart Doily stencil. It's really pretty. And I want to add some texture paste to my project. So now it's just, I think I'm going to use the Twinkle texture paste. You can find this in the shop. If I can get it open, I probably should have opened it ahead of time. And I'm not having good luck with that. So let's see if I can get that other one open. Okay. I am going to be able to open up my crackle paste, which is also available in the shop. So I'll use this one. Don't know what happened to the other one, but so I'm just mixing this around a little bit. And then I will take some of it out and start spreading. Let's see. I'm not going to be able to get the whole heart on there because of how big it is, but I think I'm going to get a lot of it, and I'm also not going to try to be perfect and get the whole of the design, but at least get some of the design. Because I do like the distressed look of when you're missing parts of the design. I think that adds an interesting texture. I'm gonna move my fingers. Now, typically with your crackle paste, you do want it to dry on its own so you get the nice crackle effect. But if you don't mind not having that, you can dry it. Or if you're in a hurry for your project to be done, you can dry it with your little heat tool or whatever you happen to be using for that. Okay, so there's that. Now this is the reason that I put a bucket of water beside me, because this paste will stick to your stencil, but if you put it in water right away, you have time to clean it. And the same thing with my little tool. So all that goes in the bucket of water. Lid goes back on to make sure that we do not lose our texture paste. And so there's that for right now. You can kind of see. And I would love to let this, I can see some of the crackle already starting because I did a nice thin layer, but I am going to dry it so that I can show you the rest of this project really quick. I have no big plans for this really, other than to just come to you and show you really quick this cute little sketchbook where you can do a quick art journal type page, and then some of the new release plus some things that we already have in the shop. So that's pretty dry. So now I'm going to be able to add my sprays, and let me get a little piece of, I have this craft sheet here, and that's just going to help me clean up afterwards. I've had it for ages, and it cleans up really nicely. So I'm using some colors that I found in the shop. You see I have speckled egg oxide, saltwater taffy oxide. Those have the oxide in it and need to be shaken a little bit to distribute all of the color. And I just usually look at the bottom of my bottle. And if I can see that the bottle is pretty clear at the bottom, then that means everything is mixed in pretty good. So that one looks like it needs a little more. So I do that. Same thing with the spritz. This is peeled paint spritz. You can still see some of the mica or whatever here on the bottom. So I'm just going to give it a good shake. And then I'm going to leave these laying down so that the mica and colorization can just stay in the bottle and not settling down in the bottom. And then I'm going to come with broken china and peeled paint, and that's what I'm going to start with to add some color. Oh look, this is my first time using this one, so I don't even have it open yet. How is that possible? I love this color, and I have not used it yet. So let's just get this little cutie open. All right, now I apologize for not being prepared in that manner. Okay, so broken china, peeled paint, and distress sprayer to add some water. So here I'm just going to add some color. You can see how dark that is, which is why I'm going to also add some water once I get my colors added on. And so this will help it spread out a little. And you'll start seeing that heart take place. It'll get in there. I'm gonna kind of move things around, add some more color. And I am a blue and green person, so I really like blues and greens. I'm coming to where I'll add some pink, but really my favorites are blues and greens. So we're just gonna use that to help me move things around. I like how that's looking. I think that's pretty, but we're going to go ahead and do a little quick drying so I can add the next bits of color. And I just love how that is turning out. That doily heart stencil is really pretty and has a lot of detail in it. Move that. You see, I have a good portion here that really looks like it has no color, so we'll come back in and I'm going to use a little bit of speckled egg. Add some water. Again, I like the way the oxide reacts. It'll give kind of a chalky finish to those parts, and I just love the way it reacts with the stains. So I always like to add just a little bit of oxide to my projects if I'm using the stains. Okay, then I'm going to add splatters of this saltwater taffy. Parts where it's wet, you're going to see the color start to wick out a little bit, and parts where it's dry, it's just going to sit there on top. And I like that. I like the look of that. And I'm not using my splatter box today, so I am going to have to wipe down my surface of all my little pink splatters. And then I will take the Distress Spritz peeled paint. And I love how this is just going to give some little shimmery spots. Okay. And then I will add a little drying to that. Okay, so that is just a quick little process video of creating a little page in this cute sketchbook. I'm going to move this and make sure that I have this dry on the back side. I keep little cloths everywhere, but I want to make sure that I'm not spreading color everywhere. And that way I don't make a mess. Okay. And so here is a close-up. The different textures and colors. And I just think it's really sweet. I will probably come back in here and add a sentiment or a tag or something, but this was just for the little process, so I could show you how to do that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see.